We're going to make some stylescapes later and also hear about some crucial tips, but first you need to know exactly what stylescapes are. Let me tell you that they are actually a key part of my design process and clients absolutely love them. Stylescapes are like mood boards but on steroids. Essentially, you're in the driving seat with a stylescape and you're showing the client the path that you intend to take in the project. Now, a stylescape is often made up of specific colors, font choices, textures, imagery, and other design elements. And this is to communicate your vision. And this is so the client can then agree, disagree, or just add some input on your vision. If, for example, you spend countless hours working on your designs and then you send them to the client and they get rejected, well, that's just a lot of time wasted. But if you would have made one or a couple stylescapes, then you would know where you stand with, regard to the client's opinion on your vision. Stylescapes can be used for brand identity projects, website designs, video creation projects, and much, much more creative things as well. Okay, cool. So let's actually start making a stylescape and see where things take us today. Learn more about the awesome workflow tool Millernote later in today's video, and also how to sign up for free with a no time limit period attached. Okay, firstly, let's just pretend for a minute that we're actually working on the Adidas branding project. So we have an idea of where we want to take the brand, but to quickly convey the idea to the client so we can then concentrate on the concrete designs, we're going to make a stylescape just for them. Stylescapes are typically very wide and stretch out in a landscape manner. You can think of it like you're giving your clients the panoramic view of your vision and they can look at it from left to right and back again. A good size for the canvas or your artboard would be something like 2400 pixels by 500 pixels in height. But whoa. It should be obvious to you as a graphic designer that these stylescapes are only actually doable and possible if you've done the proper research beforehand. So with the research on Adidas, you will see that the brand direction is quite bold, it's fresh and quite urban. A good color scheme might be grayscale and that main brand color of pale blue. Using a color scheme throughout the entire stylescape will actually tie things together and drive your point home for the intended vision of the brand. The actual imagery that you use is super important, and it will actually reflect the kind of emotions and vision that you present to the client. For Adidas, obviously we want to show their trainers, but also the context is really crucial. The brand itself is based around sports and the logo psychology is heavily based around action and momentum. So sporting situations would be ideal here, and also possibly urban style scenarios, because that lends to the ideology of many of the younger generations interacting with the Adidas brand. But also the actual layout of your imagery will reflect your vision and actually evoke a specific style. A lot of imagery might feel crowded and busy, whereas less imagery can feel minimal and refined. Adidas as a brand does seem fresh, bold and clean, so less use of imagery is probably going to be a good way to express that. Also, the logo of Adidas is depicted like a mountain, and that suggests that athletes keep going to accomplish their goals. Kind of like climbing a mountain. Having imagery of confidence and success in this aspect would be a good idea to use. And of course, as most graphic designers know, typography is hugely important. And again, in accordance with your research, choose a typeface that will actually evoke or just demonstrate your vision. Adidas is a very dynamic, it's a very strong and modern brand, so a sans serif would actually just make sense here. Using ICT avant-garde in lowercase means the brand message doesn't come across as trying to be superior or hugely important. And that's opposed to, say, Calvin Klein, which does use the same typeface but in uppercase letter forms. The results are vastly different. How much or how little typography you use will again determine the kind of message or vision that you want to demonstrate to the client. Less is minimal and refined, but it depends on the vision you have for the client. And next, we're going to add some finishing touches that will just tie the stylescape together and make it a unique vision. Using texture is a good tactic at this stage in the stylescape. So things like torn paper, metallic materials, or whatever you think might help sell your vision. For example, I could actually add in a brick wall effect to demonstrate the urban side of Adidas, or that specific texture you find on athletic running tracks. Hey, just get creative and see or think about what kind of textures will demonstrate your vision. And that's essentially what we're doing here. We're building up a vision or an idea. and we're trying to sell that idea and vision to the client so they eventually just buy into it. So that's how Stylescapes look and how they function, but what about some really useful tips? So the first tip is, of course, to do your research, and that's first and foremost. And also you need to do it properly. Ask yourself these 4 questions. What products or services does your client provide? Who is the target audience? What are your client's brand core values? And what is the overall message and emotion you want to convey with the Stylescape? The next tip is to try and visualize your target audience in the Stylescape. Try and make it for them, almost as a panoramic design made specifically for them. This will help make your design highly effective and highly targeted. And tip number 3 is to try and use a limited color palette across your Stylescape. So you need to be confident in your color choices and keep them to 2 or 3. They should work well together and they should express the emotion or feeling that you want to drive your vision home to. And the 4th tip is just basically how you present the Stylescape to the client. You should be 100% confident in your choices and you should know exactly why you chose them. Maybe practice talking about it before you present it to a client, but if it's via email, get somebody else to read through it and see what you've written. So today's video is sponsored by Milanote. Now I've been a firm advocate of Milanote for 3 years, and if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you will know that Milanote is a bit different to traditional software. Now it's more like working on the wall, so to speak, in a creative studio. It allows you to map out your projects, collect all of your ideas and inspiration in one convenient place, and it also allows you to collaborate with your colleagues or your clients in real time. So I've been using Milanote for the past 3 years to keep my creative projects organized, and this awesome tool is available for free with no time limit. So if you haven't done already, sign up for free using the link in the description box below and start to streamline your graphic design workflow today. But hey, if you want to learn more about this wonderful world of graphic design, just click a video on screen. And until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.